To every Asian born beneath the peak of the Himalayas or beside the South China Sea, in the rice terraces of the Philippines, or the steeps of Kazakhstan, or the alleyways of Istanbul, the neo corridors of Tokyo, or the towers of Seoul. This episode is for you. You are not separate peoples with separate destinies. You're a civilizational force. You've produced the minds and the hands that have shaped a major part of history. And right now, a major part of what will determine the next 70 years, the remaining of this century, the 21st century, lies to a great deal in your hands. Asia is a supercontinent covering over 44 million square kilometers, hosting 60% of world's population, 4.7 billion people, with builders, with engineers, with programmers, with amazing people. Asia has been responsible for all kinds of innovations, from the discovery of zero in ancient India, to algebra, to the paper through which man has been able to write and store wisdom for many generations, to the compass. Across agriculture, government, politics, science, in China alone in 2022, it was recorded that 1.6 million patents were filed in just 1 year. And per capita, it's even more in South Korea. So China, South Korea, Israel, India, Pakistan, more than 48, 49 countries have been responsible for driving innovation in medicine, in health, in education, in man's understanding of his mind. It's endless, really. But you see, most of what Asia has been able to accomplish has happened whilst deep division, deep cultural differences, cultural diversity, which has its advantages, but also its complexities. I am speaking to every builder that is Asian or lives in Asia. You've tried. You've built software. You have led in the production of semiconductors like in Taiwan. You have produced more than or manufactured more than 60 to 70% of what we use in the world, like China. You have a powerhouse of software engineers, like in India. You have amazing technologies in Israel, great farmers in Vietnam. I can go on and on to talk about what each region has been able to contribute. It's amazing. Is it the robotics in Japan? It's amazing. There is no country in Asia that has not produced something of significant importance to humans' sovereignty, to our innovation and evolution as a human race. But there are still gaps. The level of political division, cultural pain that's come from years of war, it's a whole lot, and I don't want to talk about it because I know it's very complex. But if we are going to unlock the true wealth that Asia has for the next generation, for the remainder of this 21st century, then we need engineers, we need psychologists, we need builders to unite together and begin to leverage technology or techniques, right? Because technology is not just hardware and software. It's a more efficient technique, right? To drive healing across Asia. There is no reason why a Pakistani engineer should not be able to work with an Indian engineer in the same continent. There is no reason why an Israeli technologist and a Palestinian technologist, or Israel and Palestine, would not be able to work together. The real war is not what we are fighting presently. It's not what we are spending billions of dollars to get weapons and get ammunition. That's not the real war. The real war is global warming. The real war is that the earth is falling apart. Is that agriculture, the yields is not what it used to be. It is that we are pouring resources We are trying to drive sustainability, drive green design across different spheres in different countries, but we are still falling behind. That's the real war. That's the real war. And that's what we must unite, leveraging each continent's strength, each country's strength. And today, I'm speaking to you, Asia. Your fathers and your mothers, they were great innovators. They were great researchers. They did all they can despite the timelines of war, turmoil, of hunger, of suffering that they went through. I know that history is really rich. History has an account of several things that have happened. But as a builder, as someone who has a redemptive heart posture, as an Asian, whether you're living in Asia or you're abroad, we cannot, and I'm saying we because we are one, right? We cannot inherit the history with the grievances, the history with the pain. We can have a memory of it, of how war or how turmoil or how conflict or how colonialism, whatever it is really, tore through our fathers, villages and etc. But we must inherit the hope. We must inherit the understanding, the desire for unity. This would unlock Asia's greatest wealth, greatest treasure, greatest supply to human history, to human civilization yet. I love Asia. I admire Asia. Is it the Guanxin network that China uses so greatly? I've not seen it anywhere where they bring in a level of trust, a level of understanding in network clusters so that irrespective of what country you are in, whether you're in Nigeria, you're in America, you can have access to a network of Chinese men and women who help you cut costs, who give you the right information. It's amazing. Indian families, business families, the South Korean Chaebol families. It's when you look at the idea of family and business, and not just blood family, but the way Asians drive networking. You come into a city and you see a group of Indians helping each other. I actually envy that. I actually love that. It is a level of unity that needs to be studied. Same with literally every country in Asia. They have the sense of love, the sense of helping one another. But it must spread beyond Indians helping one another. It must spread beyond the Chinese helping one another, because that is your true wealth. If everyone, and I'm not saying that on a diplomatic level, your presidents and your government officials, they meet with each other. So I'm not saying that Asians are divided. No, I'm saying that if you look a bit closer, there is a deeper opportunity to unite all of the countries in Asia, all of the tribes, the over 2,300 languages, to unite them in Asia. Because there is so much that is untapped. Asia's GDP is amazing. It's the best. But there is more that can be unlocked. If imagine you're a software engineer, right? Just imagine, maybe I'm talking to a software engineer in Jakarta, right? Or Bengaluru or whatever, wherever you are right now in Asia or outside of Asia. Maybe you've designed an app that helps people pay for things easily, send money to their loved ones abroad, or a software for health analysis or whatever it is. I want you to begin to think in the direction of leveraging hardware and software for abstract problems. Apps that attempt, I know that one might argue that the profitability is really low, right? But apps or technological infrastructure that heals communities, that restores relationship in families, that helps to improve mental wellness. Because when you look at the driving cause of death in Asia, aside other man-made disasters or natural disasters, is suicide. There is a pressure. Asia holds itself in placing a very important value on education, on hard work. But sometimes it creates a gap in mental health where people are running, they are doing things on steroids, and so they break down easily. The swift urbanization sometimes divides communities. So, in as much as there is a hunger problem with over 1.1 billion Asians living on $3.65 a day and 600 million Asians struggling for daily food, mental health challenges is still very, very serious. So you can design an app or leverage artificial intelligence for agriculture precision, a new level of farming that helps to feed people. But these people who are hungry for food are also hungry for love. They're also hungry for certain things that they need as regards their mental health. So as an Asian or as someone who loves Asia, how do you build with technology to solve abstract problems? These are some of the things that if we pay attention to as builders, would continue to unlock the vast wealth in Asia. Another thing is Asia is still one of the continents where there is serious inequality when it comes to gender work, right? You have many women that are not being given the same opportunity to work, to have access to education. Asia has tried, and I'm not trying to generalize it, please. If you feel I am, forgive me. I'm not trying to generalize it. Gender inequality is across the world, right? But since we are talking about Asia today, you'd see that there are certain countries where the access isn't the same. And IMF has analyzed from data from other countries that have been able to advocate for gender equality when it comes to work, leadership, politics, and giving women the same tools that men have access to naturally. And they found out that if Asia or certain countries in Asia can lock in concerning driving gender equality for women to get involved, because women are a precious gift to humanity. Their brain has the natural ability to multitask. We have what we bring, as men, but I'm telling you, women, biologically, they've evolved to care for families. And when you bring that into business, into work, it's exceptional, into leadership. It's like a super brain ability. IMF found out that Asia's GDP, countries in Asia, right, their GDP can go up 17%. So as a builder, how do you solve this problem? These are the problems we need to carry equally as a builder living in Asia or as an Asian. It's not enough for us to build amazing tech, cars, phones, things that make us feel comfortable, but in a way they isolate us more and more. We have to think about some of the most important things as we advance, because the direction technology is going to majorly is helping, but it's creating or amplifying bias, the divide. And so these are some of the ponderings. When I look at Asia, when I look at the beautiful countries, the beautiful landscapes, I know that Asia has its challenges, but I am grateful for every Asian. I appreciate what the Asian ancestors, you as an Asian today, has been able to contribute to our world. I'm so grateful. And so this video is but an encouragement to anyone who loves Asia or anyone who lives in Asia or is Asian or, is Asian and lives abroad. We are grateful for your supply to the world. We are thankful for your hard work. But we know that there can be more if there is deeper unity. And I'm not talking about diplomatic unity, where, G20, there's a summit in China, countries come together. No, I mean at the deepest level. When you as an Indian, you see someone from Pakistan on your street, you have that love. You might have heard terrible things or bad things, but that love is there, right? I don't want to go into more because I might be wrong, right? Because I'm not living in Asia, so I don't have real-time data. But you get what I'm trying to say. There is so much more that we can give ourselves as people. And I believe in this world. I really do. I believe in humanity. I love the earth. And I don't think that if we pay attention to these things that I'm sharing and others are sharing along the sides of redemption, love, stewardship, hope, understanding, we're going to get it wrong. But if we don't, we will obviously get it wrong. And so please, for any Asian or anyone who loves Asia that ever gets to watch this video, let's look at the abstract problems that have divided and slowed down what Asia is able to do, what Asia is able to give to every Asian that deserves value and to the world. Thank you.